couple topics that will really help us communicate the value of the projects and communicate the value of those projects to leadership. So maturity curves or models can be very helpful in framing the discussion around a project. They can clearly show, where your organization is and the steps or the phases that might be needed to go through to realize the value that is aligned with your project and your objective. Some of the things that Michael was talking about in the previous slides. Now, this maturity model that we're looking at here focuses on the different stages or phases of solutions that go from manual to digital, and it highlights some of their challenges and values, as well as the impact they give us over risk mitigation as an organization. So let's just take a look at the individual phases and talk briefly about each one. In the manual phase, we're typically using a collection of tools like email and Excel, and often paper forms even, to collect data and to manage the system. So we have a process, but we don't really have an electronic or digital system that is integrated, right? We might use email, we might use Excel and Word, but we're not really leveraging the power of integrated digital solutions. Now, these systems might be okay for the smallest organizations, but they make it difficult to gain insights through reporting, and they don't effectively scale, right? So as our organizations grow, we run into those stressors that start to show the cracks in these types of systems. And because of this, they're very vulnerable to risks, right? So the organization is much more vulnerable to the risks from managing safety across the organization. Now, as we move up the curve or up the maturity model, we get to the siloed phase, right? So this is where we often find point solutions. These might be legacy technology solutions that are installed on-premise at your facility. These often serve, one group or one department, but they aren't available necessarily globally or across an organization. And as you can imagine, these solutions often have minimal integrations. They lack standardization, but they do allow you to react to issues as they occur. And so they give you, some ability to manage your safety within your organization, but very, very reactively, right? So not giving us the proactive and predictive, ability that we're looking for. So that's what we start to see as we move into phase 3, right? We start to see the benefits of a modern digital solution. So these types of solutions, they normally leverage platforms that support the process harmonization across your organization and across groups and departments. And they leverage integration for increased efficiency, right? So leverage integration and automation to help improve the process and the flow of the process and the efficiency of that process. And most importantly, they give you the ability for reporting and advanced analytics that allow you to begin to be more proactive in your response to managing safety and risk. Now, finally, phase 4 is where leading organizations, have moved or are currently moving. This is a fully integrated modern digital platform, that leverages next generation technologies like artificial intelligence, which really supports your ability to move to a more predictive approach to improving safety. So now you're leveraging a process that's collecting data and managing data and giving you insights to not only react and be proactive, but you can start to predict where the risk may occur. And this is really the stage where your organization, will ultimately want to be. So when using this model, what you'll want to do is you'll want to focus on where you are, right? Identify the point in the model where your organization currently is, what the challenges you face, alongside the level of risk you face because of that position, right? And some of the challenges that we've mentioned, like in silos, right? Minimal integration and standardization, those are just a couple, right? So you want to build out that picture of what all of those challenges are. And then you want to connect that starting point to either phase 3 or phase 4 and highlight how that path to those phases will address those challenges and increase your organization's ability to manage risk. What that's going to do is it's going to give you a clarity and a framework to communicate the value of your project in a very standardized way that not only your peers and your management will understand, but leadership as well.